Hello everyone. I have the delicate task of concluding this event, but it's almost over. 30 more minutes and we're done. My name is Laurent Rousset, Celio CIO, and I will pick up where Tanguy left off and explain what we are doing with my store. We haven't exactly achieved everything you just saw. We still have a long road ahead of us, and I will also explain why 3D merchandising is interesting and how it can revolutionize the fashion industry. A few words about Celio. We are popular with men, but women too, since ladies make up 40% of our customer base, which is important. The group was created by Laurent and Marc Grossman, who both still own Celio. We have more than 1,000 stores in 60 countries and two brands called Celio and Celio Club. Celio is our less formal, more casual or sportswear collection, and Celio Club is our more formal collection. Historically, and this is currently changing, we have approximately 4 collections per year, 2 summer collections, summer begins in January, and winter, which begins in July. We sell approximately 35 million items per year. To give you an idea of who we are, here is a short film on our new autumn-winter collection. This is part of our new marketing campaign called Iconic Jeans. You may have seen ads in the metro last September. We had a billboard on the Montparnasse Tower and various other presentations that all expressed the new Celio. The brand is evolving. We want to present a new brand image. We want to become an international brand. Today we are a French brand present internationally, and we want to become a leading international player and propose the same image abroad. And to achieve this, we need to show we are international in the way we present our products. It is essential that the product image and vision we project is the same way on the web and in every store. This is very important for us. So, why my store and why am I here with you? Because a major change like this and the challenges it represents made us quickly realize that merchandising, telling the same story and spreading this story quickly, is too mathematically complex to manage manually. And in a few slides, you will see what I mean by manual. So the real challenge is, how do I work for the merchandising of the countries I cover with ever-increasing number of products and seasons, and without adding any new headcount to my merchandising team? But there are still 4 seasons, but we will do a little more in between. Previously, we had 4 major seasons, but now we will divide each one into 3 or 4. We will frequently add something new because in the stores, if we want to compete with the web, we need to propose new items. So our products have to evolve, our stores have to evolve, yet they need to project the same image and tell the same story. So this cardinality, this complexity were the reasons we decided to go digital. The real question was how to provide the client with a coherent experience around the world in our stores. Here you can see our flagship store on the Champs-Élysées, but also our smaller stores, which measure 150 square meters and are located in remote areas in Italy or Spain, in some stores in India, and on the web. because for us, omni-channel retailing is a reality, a real challenge. We want to be able to present coherent merchandising and the same customer experience on mobile or digital devices as well as offline. This is the challenge that prompted us to choose Dassault Systèmes and My Store. I don't know if you can see the image to the left. It was our upstream merchandising. Really, it's no joke. Our fashion designers imagined the collections digitally in 2D using Adobe Illustrator, a mouse, and a computer. They would create the styles and manage their files. And for upstream merchandising, we would print the Adobe Illustrator files, cut them out, and assemble them with tacks to create a style, to create the collections. We would do this on a regular basis during convergence meetings. This may seem strange, but working with digital tools is already pretty advanced for the fashion industry. Some are still using paper and pencil. I know people in the industry are laughing when they see this, but we are already a step ahead. But I'll show you how we are beginning to work in a short film in a few minutes. If you have the same scenes that present the upcoming Summer 2014 collection, you don't see the products, which is good because we don't want to reveal them yet. We presented these products in the 3D alcoves, but the difficulty was that we did not have more than this. Today, when we create a collection, we don't have the products. We have the designer's idea, a sketch, in general a JPEG image, and that's all. And the question we were asked was, if we provide you with nice images, can you visualize them in 3D? This is the question we asked Dassault Systèmes. From a beautiful image, we can have it in 3D and create 3D merchandising of our stores. This is what we've been doing with Dassault Systèmes since last March, a co-creation. At Celio, we do not speak of planogram, we work with pure artists, transitioning from paper on the upper left here to what we are starting to see at the lower right, creating a scene entirely in 3D, yet the basic scene is still a JPEG created by our designers. Here's a short film. I will try stopping it from time to time to show you some ideas. Here is a scene. We try to build a database of our visuals and our collections. In other words, we try to explain to our designers that Adobe Illustrator was fine, but that it would simply not be possible. So we reworked the way we manage our repository and our digital assets, and we began by creating a database of digital assets to quantify and classify them, which would enable us to do real master data management of our digital assets. This is essential because without it, we cannot do anything. From there, we can extract files from collections and integrate them in the tool. This is an internal Celio tool, and we can generate files that we can then inject into My Store. In essence, we incorporate the tools and 2D assets directly into My Store. Once we have done that, here we are in 2D, we generate the 3D models. Automatically, we will tell the tool to take this strange image, which is a designer sketch, and to create the 3D models. So we are no longer dealing with the sweater we saw a few minutes ago. They are products that have only one side. There is no backside. So we have taken the 2D assets of our designers and creative people, we cut them out using the most modern tools so that we could resize them, and we then incorporated these collections, these products, directly into the 3D tool. Here we are in a standard version of My Store to create the 3D models. Here we see that they are really drawings. They are not photographs. It's very simple. The products should be available when we need to sell them. Of course, we would like to have some prototypes beforehand, but we try to shorten our cycle time as much as possible. We want to have the products for a shoot when they arrive at the warehouse, and we try to make sure that they leave for the store as fast as possible. So, in the end, we have this rare final product that we cannot photograph, and then, when we create the collection, we cannot see it either. So it's really a way to be in a realistic situation as quickly as possible. We can see the different ways to fold clothes on the side. Using pictograms, we created different folding models. We have square shapes, half shapes. We can place scenes. Some scenes are complex since our alcoves, if you've been to a store, are generally wall units, tables, units with clothes hanging on hangers, folded products, products that are laid out. We have almost all types of figures, and our upstream merchandising people are able to work and make proposals based on this. Once we agree on the scene, and it has been validated, we can create the assembly instructions and the storyboard that defines how this alcove will be presented. Whatever has been decided upstream must be implemented at the store level. Our stores don't have the freedom to say, well, this red sweater, I don't like it here. I prefer putting it in the back of the store. In general, they receive a book in which we explain what they have to do. End of story. The stores are not free to do what they want. Except, of course, if there's a column in the middle of the floor, then they need to find another solution. Otherwise, they normally carry out our instructions. So this tool was really co-developed with Dassault Systèmes, and I insist on this notion of co-development, co-creation, because this did not exist in the tool back in March. We started looking on it last July, and our merchandising people were able to create the assembly instruction book on their own. So here, the merchandising team creates views. They're looking for the easiest way to assemble the alcove. 3/4 high, I will move around, remove furniture. In fact, they will be able to create views that will make it easier to see the total picture of how it will be assembled and how it will be in the store. This is real value. In general, they are in the best position to create the best layout. They can define view angles, I like this furniture this way or that. I can see exactly how it will look. It improves understanding. We realize that visualizing the profile of a piece of furniture with ideas represented in 2D is not easy in fact. A 3/4 view is better. We will automatically generate a catalog that shows the different visuals and products with their quantities. Film frame urban mobility. This is what we were able to do. These are the images. It's the POS, and you see that before we were in a photo shoot. Let me go back a bit. Of the urban collection at the beginning of the season. Today at Celio, there are 4 models in our stores. You see that the first 2 models were done by shooting our prototype store and the rest. However, for our bigger stores with bigger volumes, we used 3D modeling. Directly working in a virtual 3D environment increased our productivity by 50%. In terms of benefits, it's faster and we are closer to reality. How to take a designer's idea and rapidly show what it will look like in the real world. Why is this interesting? It's not only to avoid errors, but it's a way to have feedback as quickly as possible. 1, make sure that it is not necessary to create 25 sweaters because in the end it's not viable. And 2, make sure that the story we want to tell is coherent and makes sense. It's really to go faster, enable multidisciplinary teams to collaborate. We have product managers, designers, merchandisers. How do I quickly share and how do I illustrate the merchandising in the story? Because we may create collections, but at one time or another, we will have to tell a story. The idea is to say that everything is included in the story and merchandising is part of that. From the moment we can start early, our time to market tells the story of Celio and reinforces our image. Okay, with respect to change management, you saw where we were when we started. Julien here, who has accompanied us and is continuing with us, can testify, and you can even ask him your questions because he experienced this change management. People that had a computer but did not use it every day. I have a funny story. They were asked to bring their laptop and came in with the associated docking station to a meeting. This was not the 20th nor the 21st century. We were directly going from the 19th to the 21st century. It was a slap in the face. And they had to find a way to go from manual mode to the digital world. We needed ways to improve ROI. Will you go faster if you model in 3D instead of 2D? What are the advantages later on? In the complete process, where do you gain time? Where are you productive? And where are you finally able to bring value? We worked on the value aspect to link science with art. In our business, there are artists, the designers, etc. And in science, there's planning. All the algorithms, math that help plan what is purchased, to forecast sales, to restock the stores. We are really in these two worlds, and with 3D tools, we had to link these different components. So changing the processes, changing cultures, changing habits, so that everyone starts to dream. We are clearly not at the end of the road. The process began in March. We started to produce the first books with these tools. The road is long, and especially for people to all of a sudden become more digital. This is something that will still take time. So, why Dassault Systèmes? To be honest, we did not issue a request for a quotation, which makes things easier. In fact, we have certain beliefs at Celio, and I am lucky to work with people who share these beliefs. And we made a practical decision. Since we wanted to work in 3D, we chose a company specializing in 3D. And since we are dealing with processes, working with people who have an industry-based culture makes it easier to link science and art. With Dassault Systèmes, we forged a partnership in which we worked hand in hand. We received support and implementation time for Dassault Systèmes. Well, let's face it, was short. For us, in the fashion industry, everything is always too long. It did not bother us too much, but for Dassault Systèmes, it was short. Another important point, which is a positive and negative point, we do not need help from Dassault Systèmes to create our 3D models. What you saw in the film is real life. We take our files and they are created in 3D. And we say we want it folded this way or that, or presented this way or that, and automatically the tools are modeled with our constraints, whether they are accessories or not, shoes, belts. You can imagine everything we can sell in the store. This is very interesting. Moreover, there are 0 Celio specifics. We use product releases as they are. There are no standards to apply, that is why it was little complex. One thing is for sure, if I am here today to speak to you, it's because things are going pretty well. It is an ongoing process. We are in no way at the end of the road. We plan to evolve. Our main project is to make sure our platform extends further. As I previously mentioned, we want to go from being a French-oriented company to an international firm and to collaborate more. Our IT strategy involves the cloud. We are accompanying Dassault Systèmes with their cloud strategy, and we are pushing in this direction. We have a mobility challenge. You can imagine we create presentations in 3D, yet we send paper to the stores. We ask them to print paper. We want to dematerialize all this and use mobile devices like tablets and smartphones. We also want to reinforce international collaboration. We want to be closer to reality because when we see this, we want to go even further. We want to be able to create mannequins and superimpose products. These are topics for R&D, which I think are interesting. If we continue to take photographs in the stores, and we will continue to do so, it's because we do not completely master 3D yet. The day we perfectly master 3D is when we will no longer need photos. And in the context of a PLM project, which we have not yet launched, even though we know Dassault Systèmes has a very good PLM solution, we will need to link it to this project to update the presentations. And it's true, we saw this in a previous presentation. Dassault Systèmes' international position and its innovative force makes it a strategic partner for us because through this 3D tool, which is easy to use, we have been able to highlight the entire value chain involved in product creation. This is at the heart of Celio strategy. Thank you for your attention.